Freestyle, Repertory Theater, and Synergy Theater proudly present Right Away. It's a show, it's a jam, it's the best of both worlds. And now, please welcome your host to the show for the evening, Ken Adams. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Right Away. It is awesome to have you here. Right Away is a co-production between two theater companies that are separated by an entire country, but nonetheless united in the belief that improvisation and writing are awesome things to do, and we want to share them with the world as much as we can. We started presenting Right Away in May of 2020 out of a desire to keep creative people creating together in spite of the isolation and uncertainty that COVID presented at the time. But now we are all back in person, and we just decided we did not want to stop because of the fun we have connecting over this important art form. Here's how the show works. We have four playwrights tonight who will have 45 minutes to write a brand new spanking play based on a suggestion from you, the audience. And while they are off writing, everyone in the audience, that's you, is invited to play some improv writing games with me. I think you'll want to use paper and a pen or a pencil so you can still see what's happening on the screen while you're writing. After each exercise or game, we'll hear as many of you read what you wrote as we can, and I encourage you to volunteer without even considering whether what you wrote is good or not. It's very fun just to hear how many different directions everyone's writing goes. After 45 minutes, the playwrights will return and present the world premiere reading of their work. Now, before we introduce tonight's playwrights, we have just a few things to go over. For those of you who are participating live via Zoom, we ask that you keep yourself muted and your video off for now. In a few moments, though, when we start the writing jam, we will invite you to turn your video back on, and we would love it if you do that. This show is streaming live on YouTube and Facebook, so when your video is on, you may be seen by more people than are here in the room with us. So if you have no objection to that, please come on screen and interact with us. It makes the evening more fun and the writing more interactive, and we get to show each other how we laugh and clap and cheer for them. Lastly, we invite you to open up the chat feature, which you'll find if you hover your cursor at the bottom center of your screen, as we will be using that to get suggestions to inspire our playwrights. Now, speaking of playwrights, let's introduce those intrepid writers right now. Our first playwright is, in fact, the artistic director of Freestyle Repertory Theater. That's the company that Synergy Theater works with as we bring Right Away to you. Her scripted plays have been produced in New York City at the Metropolitan Playhouse. She also directs scripted plays in New York City. And these days, she and Freestyle Repertory Theater continue to do their amazing work with about 200 New York City public school children. Please welcome Laura Livingston.
Hello, Ken. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Laura. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm
Laura,
Mhm.
go ahead. No, please go ahead.
I was going to say I'm excited to be a writer. I haven't been a writer. I've been hosting this show a lot, and I'm excited and somewhat terrified to be a playwright this time around.
Well, I have very big hosting shoes to fill because everybody raves about your writing jams when you are the host. So I'm terrified as well. Catch us up a little bit on Freestyle Rep. What are you folks doing?
Well, we at the moment I'm in Colorado, so we're not doing a lot other than office work. But when we get back, we're going out to do school shows, and we are teaching three residencies in schools. Two of them are improv, and one of them is Shakespeare, where we use a lot of improv to get a lot of first graders to do a tragedy by William Shakespeare.
That's amazing. Now, I know you were plugging tonight's show by mentioning that it's Christopher Marlowe's birthday. Christopher Marlowe, of course, is a contemporary of Shakespeare, but probably not the most famous one of the two. Are you, in fact, terribly familiar with his work?
Not a bit.
Good. Well, happy birthday to him.
But everybody liked that picture. What I didn't get around to saying is it's also Victor Hugo's birthday.
Well, all right. It is an auspicious day to be writing plays then. Thank you, Laura, for being with us. We'll send you off into the writer's nook. Our next playwright is the co-director of the MOPCO Improv Theater in Schenectady, New York. She's the founder of Coppet and Company at Coppet.com, a training and consulting company specializing in the use of theater and storytelling techniques for individual and organizational performance. Her book, Training to Imagine, is awesome, and it's considered a seminal work in the field of applied improv and is used in organizations around the world. Back when she was in New York City, she worked with Freestyle Repertory Theater. She was an awesome improviser. I was honored to be on stage with her, and she developed the full-length improvised musical format Spontaneous Broadway, which has been a big hit with many improv companies around the world. Holy moly, please welcome Kat Coppet to the screen. Hello, Kat.
So many words.
So many words. You deserve every single one of them. Kat, you mentioned applied improv. Can you tell us briefly what applied improv is?
Yes, applied improv is taking the principles and techniques, games and activities of improv and applying them to non-formal performatory settings. So life, work.
So perhaps one example might be going into an organization and working with their senior executives using improv skills to help them build better teams and effective leaders.
Exactly what I was doing this week in London with Meta.
Oh my goodness. But it's Meta. How do you say Meta with a slightly pretentious British?
Facebook.
Gotcha. All right, my friend. Thank you for being here. It's always fun to share the screen with you. We'll send you off into the writer's nook. Our next playwright is an actor, an improviser with Freestyle Repertory Theater, a flying trapeze artist, and a playwright. While studying at the University of Washington School of Drama, she trained for 3 years with the improv company Unexpected Productions. As a playwright, she has a bunch of credits that I'll ask her to tell you about. But let's see, most recently, her production of To Go or Not to Go was produced in January as a winner of the Malvern Theater Company short play writing competition. Please welcome the awesome Laura Valpy to the screen.
You made me nervous there that there was going to be a whole lot of old bio out.
Laura, you are a whole lot. You always are deserving of a whole lot. Are you working on any other plays off at the moment that you're planning to submit around?
Yeah, there's always like things in progress that I'm either submitting around or planning to submit around. Yeah, we've heard a lot about this To Go or Not to Go. It got produced. They said they were going to put it on YouTube. It hasn't been up on YouTube yet, but so yeah, I guess I need to work on something to change my intro. Like if there's no other motivation to get going and do something else.
All right. Well, you get to work on it, and you
it's my right away intro needs to change.
Yeah. All right, my friend, great to have you here. Go off into our writer's nook. Our final playwright for the evening honed her improv chops studying with me at Synergy Theater, and she's a playwright with Monday Night Playground in the Bay Area. Her short play Strike Home received a stage reading at Berkeley Rep in February, and a brand new play just received a full production recently. I'm going to have her tell you all about that. Please welcome Lisa Gay Thompson.
Hello,
Lisa. How are you?
We are in old bio land. I love it.
Yes, we are. Well, congratulations. I know that you have some things to catch us up on. So go ahead. I know you had 2 full productions through the Monday Night Playground. Why don't you tell us about the most recent one that just happened last week for you?
Okay, yeah, they're actually just full staging. They're not full productions, script in hand, but costumes and the whole deal. And so it feels like a production. The latest one was called Mac and Mimi Encounter Totality. And I was thinking about right away because the play takes place during a total eclipse. And so it was the interior to the play blackout, which could have been a suggestion from the audience, right? There's a blackout. But during that time, the characters undergo a change. So, yeah.
Awesome. I had the thrill of watching it. I couldn't be there in person, but I watched it online. They do a beautiful job of live streaming that show. So I watched it online, and it was awesome. I enjoyed it very, very much.
Thank you.
All right. Why don't you stay right there, Lisa, and let's bring all of the other playwrights back onto the screen, because it is time for our playwrights to get suggestions. Now, audience, this is when we're going to ask you to open up your chat feature, because it is through the chat feature that we're going to solicit your suggestions for our playwrights. As the chats kind of populate and we see what suggestions are being offered to us, our playwrights will share a bunch of them and then choose the ones they want. So why don't we try to go in the order in which I introduced you? Laura Livingston, what would you like from our audience?
Well, last month when I led the jam, we had a lot of great writing. I thought the jam writers were just so entertaining, and some really hilarious stuff, but also some very occasionally quite moving and beautiful stuff. So I thought I'd use one of the prompts from that, and for that, hey, you know what? I need to open my chat feature to see what people are writing here. I would like to get a character trait and what that character is planning. They're making plans for something. A character trait and what they are planning.
All right, everybody, please pop into your chat a character trait and something that the character is planning. And
I'm
as those
Rocky Mountain, so it might take me a little moment to see this. So,
all right, they're coming up.
I got curious. A curious character is planning a Tupperware party. Somebody's planning a birthday surprise party. A bashful character planning a stag party. Jealous character planning sabotage. Oh my gosh. I just want to read these for a while. These are I'm gonna do that classic improv thing and take the first suggestion, which is I'll take a curious character is planning a Tupperware party.
All right, thank you very much, Kat Coppett.
Could I have a current issue that exists in the world and a fairy tale, please?
All right, a current issue that exists in the world and a fairy tale. Isn't our current world like a fairy tale already, Kat?
If only, if only.
All right, we have, go ahead, Kat, I'll let you take it.
I see gender politics, Jack and Jill, alien invasion and alien invasion, overpopulation, and Hansel and Gretel. Oh my goodness. I guess I'll take gender politics and Jack and Jill since it's the first one I heard.
All right, Laura Valpy.
Yes, thank you. Those are great. May I please, I'm gonna ask for a setting, a location. Yeah. Doesn't have to be
All right.
anything, I don't know, a fjord. Who doesn't love a good fjord play? I don't know. A shower. Who doesn't love a good shower? I don't know. Mushroom cave. Is that a real thing? If it isn't, it should be. Okay, well, I like to copy my friends here, so I'm going to go with my first one, fjord.
All right,
Thank
nicely
you. Those are
done.
great.
Lisa Yay Thompson.
All right. Well, I didn't really think about this, but since I just wrote a short musical, I'm thinking of music. So I would like a song lyric, please.
All right, please type a song lyric into your chat. Are you looking for an original song lyric, Lisa, or one from a real song, or either way?
Whatever people come up with is good.
All right, all right.
I got you, babe. Why do good things never want to stay? Some things you lose, some things you give away. I felt watched all the time. Sexy Sadie, what have you done? Ooh, wow. Well, I mean, I'm feeling a little pressure to go with the first one. So I think I got you, babe.
All right. Seems to be freezing around me a little bit, so that makes me concerned that I might be the one freezing. Am I live and doing well? Okay. Let's get this going. Because this might be a little bit tricky for a moment. So here we go. Can we please go around in the order in which we took our suggestions and remind the audience of the suggestions. Laura, go ahead.
A curious character is planning a Tupperware party.
And Kat Coppett.
I got the suggestions of gender politics and Jack and Jill.
Laura Valpy.
A fjord.
And Lisa Gay Thompson.
I got you, babe.
All right. So in about 3 seconds, we're going to send you away and we're going to bring you back in 45 minutes. Remember to keep your phone handy because all throughout your writing, we are going to be sending you texts with suggestions that we would like you to incorporate into your play. Remember, don't worry about what you write because anything you write will be fantastic. Here we go. I'm setting the clock and on your mark, get set, right away. All right, my friends, now that we sent them off in their writing, I invite everybody to please come on screen, have with you your pad, have with you your pen or your pencil, and it's time for the writing jam. Hello, Karen, welcome aboard. And who's gonna come on screen? Who's gonna come on screen? All right, if hopefully people will be working on the exercises and be willing to read your work. If you do get a burst of courage and you want to come on screen so that we could all see each other and have fun working together, that would be awesome. We would appreciate that very much. Or Karen, if you feel you would like to go off screen because nobody else is on screen, you are welcome to do that as well. Everybody should just be comfortable and have fun. Okay, I'm going to assume everybody has a paper pad in front of them and a writing implement with them. And what our focus is going to be for the 45 minutes of the writing jam is going to be on character creation. So we're going to do a bunch of fun, spontaneous improv writing exercises, which is going to allow us all to create a character and then put that character in different situations and discover that character's voice and discover that character's behavior as influenced by the various stories we put them in. So just to get started, we're going to start with just an easy spontaneity warm-up that I always like to do, in which we're going to just do a little word association. So I'm going to say 3 words. After each word, then you're going to write down on your piece of paper the first word that pops into your mind. So no pressure. We're just having some fun getting started. I'll say a word and then I'll pause, and then I'll say a second word, and then I'll say a third word. And then I will ask people to just read out the 3 words that they wrote down. So here we go. Publisher. Thunderstorm. Picture frame. Awesome job. Do you see how easy that was? All right. Will somebody please read out the 3 words that they wrote down? If you're off screen and you would like to read, you can go ahead and just say, hey, I'll read, or do that little hand raise thing, and we'll just get the juices flowing a little bit. Who will be willing to read first for us? Karen Harrell, you want to go ahead, please?
Sure.
Okay, what go ahead, just read out the 3 words that you wrote.
I'm honored, boom, and laughter.
Awesome job. Okay, we will do it one more time, so everybody just get ready. And let's see if we can just do it again. 3 more words. Here we go. Beanie. Carpenter. Hotel. All right. Will somebody else read? So Karen Harrell doesn't have to read everything for us tonight. Is there anybody out there who will just read off the 3 words that they wrote? I notice a lot of microphones are on mute, and perhaps that is why people might be trying to respond and not aware that your microphone is on mute. So if you want to go ahead and turn your microphone on. All right. All right, Karen, I won't impose upon you each and every time, but if you don't mind just reading your 3 words again.
Mouse, humor, and mints.
Mouse,
What?
humor, and bits.
What did she say?
Karen, can you read that again?
Mouse, humor, and mints.
Mouse, humor, and mints. Awesome job. Okay. Janella, you want to read the words you wrote?
Bottle, macho, super spreader.
Excellent job. I appreciate that. I don't want to put people on the spot. If you really don't want to read, I don't want to put you on the spot. So I won't call on people who are not volunteering to read, or if I see that your microphone is on mute, I won't call on you. But again, as the exercises get a little bit longer and more involved, it would certainly be awesome if other people would volunteer to read so that we could have a bit of a community in order to respond to. All right. I think we are warm. So we are going to start, and we are going to have the first part of this is kind of envisioning a character and writing a description of them. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Before you start writing, I'm going to ask you I'm going to lead you through a little exercise in which I'm going to ask you to imagine a person. And then once we get to the end of that imagination exercise, I'm going to ask you to describe the person. So here we go. If you want to do this with your eyes closed, you're welcome to, but here we go. Go ahead and imagine you are walking down the street and standing by a car in front of you, you suddenly notice a person. Let it be a safe person, someone who is not threatening you, or you're not in a situation in which you feel danger. You see a person. Now go ahead and look carefully at this person and see exactly what their face looks like, and the texture of their skin, and the color of their eyes, and the style and color and texture of their hair, the size and shape of their body, the clothes that they're wearing. See them just as vividly as if you were looking at a photograph. And now, when you have that picture firmly in your mind, go ahead. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write as detailed a description of that person as possible. So, ready and go. There's about 45 seconds left. See if you could just write freely. Imagine what that person looks like and just keep putting more and more details onto the page. All right, that's just a little bit over 2 minutes. So now it would be awesome to hear some of the people that you created. Would someone kindly volunteer and share the character sketch that you wrote of somebody?
What if it's political? Will that be offensive? I think so.
I think if you'd like to read it, it would be awesome to hear it. So I say you can read anything that you wrote as long as you're comfortable sharing it. Karen Powell, are you popping on to volunteer? Okay,
Sure.
yeah. Okay, thank you.
Um, Barry had a long, lanky build. His shoulders were slouched forward as if the weight of the world were on them. His hair was wispy and covered the top of his head in strands that often fell forward and he violently brushed back. His clothes were rough and made of tweed and corduroy. That's as
Beautiful
far as I
job.
got.
That was awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, so we'll go on to the next exercise. And this time, what we're going to do is we're going to, now that we have that person, the next job is to imagine a place in which this person loves to spend a lot of time, a really personal space to this person. So perhaps it's their bedroom or their favorite room in their home or a special little place in a park that they really feel at home with. Based on the person that you just created, imagine an extension of them. And that extension is a place that they really enjoy being. And I'm going to give, let's say we'll give you, actually, you know what? Before you do that, we're going to send our first suggestion back to the playwrights because they have been writing for 11 minutes already. Holy moly. So let's see. Everybody, I'm going to ask you to pop into your chat. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to send a line of dialogue into the playwrights room. So can you please pop onto the chat and offer a line of dialogue that every playwright is going to incorporate into their play? A line of dialogue. I see you shouldn't have done that. All right. Do we have any others coming up? How dare you? All right, I'll tell you what we'll do. Oh, I knew you before I met you. We'll take those first two and we'll put them together and we'll make it, how dare you? You shouldn't have done that. So give me a moment, please. I'm going to let them know that they have 33 minutes left. And then I'm going to send back in text line of dialogue. You shouldn't have done that. Awesome. All right, now let's go ahead and work on that place. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes on the clock, and your job is to describe in as much detail as you can, writing freely and spontaneously, a room in the house or a certain particular place that this character loves to be, feels at home at, and is almost an extension of themselves. Ready and go. And we'll take maybe another minute or so on this. We're working on a place, a location. Thirty more seconds, everybody. 30 more seconds. All right, nice job. Go ahead and stop writing, shake out your fingers a little bit. And, ooh, I see two people on screen. Holy moly, that's awesome. Ray, would you be kind enough to read what you just wrote for us? Was that your character, Karen, Gumby?
What I just
Um,
wrote was just now returning from a power outage. So I've been here only for the last 2 minutes.
okay,
When the-
gotcha.
When the first request was made, things blinked out, and it takes forever for our computer to boot up again. So I'm here just to enjoy.
All right, yay. Well, thank you very much for being here. Karen Howell, you want to share what you wrote?
Sure.
All
Let's see.
right.
All right. Barry loved the duck pond in New Haven Park. He always kept the crusts of his sandwiches to feed the ducks during his lunch hour. Even when Barry was far away from the ponds, the ducks would sense his arrival and get anxious, squawky, and excited. He loved to see the ducks running to him and gathering around his feet like devoted fans to a rock superstar. He didn't even mind that his shoes would get muddy when returning to and when returning to the office, his boss, Ms. Lancaster, would look down her nose and snort her disgust at his appearance.
Wow. Thank you. That was beautiful. Not only the place, but some other characters and some attitudes. That was awesome. I appreciate it. So, Ray, I'm not sure if you were here when we set all this up, but we're working on creating a character. And so the first thing we did was that we imagined a person and we described them. And then we came up with a place where that person likes to spend time. And we wrote about that place. So we're going to continue developing this character. Before we do that, though, believe it or not, it is already time to send another suggestion back to our improvised playwriting. So 5, 10, 15, 20. They have 24 minutes left to write the play. And for this next suggestion, how about something happens to the environment they're in? Something either happens to the room that they're in or the space that they're in. Can you pop onto chat and come up with something that could happen to a place? Maybe it gets damaged somehow, or it becomes somehow changed. There's a power outage. Okay, awesome. That's a great one. Earthquake, alien visit. Um, well, why don't we stick in the realm of taking the first offer that comes to us, like a purist. So Ray Valpy gives us there's a power outage. Awesome. So give me 1 minute, please. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to let the playwrights know they have 22 minutes left.
Ray, where did you have a power outage? What town are you in?
We're in Seattle, and it's not even that stormy, but I mean, I expect it to be winter now because we still haven't had our final ski trip of the year. But then but it's been spring, and then boom, it got cold today, and I actually see snow out there. It was getting kind of windy. Did I say
Wow.
Seattle is the answer to your question?
Okay.
Awesome. All right. We gave them our second suggestion. So hopefully they have that and they're running with it. Coming back to the jam. So we have a character, we have a person, we have a place where they feel at home. Here's the next step of this is to develop a little bit about how the character feels about certain things and how the character speaks. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Think a minute about your character. Think about the place where they are. Imagine them in that place. And let's say this. They have just come to that place from a social situation. And at that social situation, either the best thing that has ever happened to them happened, or the worst thing that has ever happened to them happened. They come to that place, they take out their journal, and they start writing about what happened. So when I say go, in the character's voice, you're writing a journal entry written by the character about either the best thing that just happened to them in a certain social situation or the worst thing. All right. And you'll have a nice relaxed amount of time to work on it, between 3 and 5 minutes. Ready and write. All right, about 2 more minutes on this. We're working on a journal entry, a diary entry. All right, another 30 seconds, and then we'll bring this one to a close. All right, go ahead and put your finishing touches on it. And let's see, is there anybody who's been off screen but would like to read their work? Janella, I only call on you because I see your microphone is on. Do you feel like reading what you wrote, Janella?
Well, it's not nice. Okay.
All right.
He enters the room and says, "The worst thing happened. My pants fell down and I had no underwear on. Melania doesn't like me wearing underwear. Well, I was exposed and now Putin and everyone knows the truth. 1 inch. Those doctors in Florida couldn't help me with a new extender. Damn, why is Florida so dumb? Because it's shaped like a penis. I'm moving to Moscow." Sorry.
That is all right. I appreciate you sharing. Nicely done. Is there anyone else who's off screen who would like to share? All right, Ray Valpy, you feel like doing a little bit of reading for us?
I didn't know if I was dreaming and if what I was thinking could be heard by the others in the room, but then when Marcia told me to shut up, it was clear that my thoughts were being projected for all the world to hear. I'll never be able to look Francine in the eye again. I'll be afraid she can read my lascivious thoughts.
Wow, it's like a science fiction story or something like that, or a bad dream. Awesome job. Karen, your call. If you would like to, you're welcome to. Yeah. Okay.
I'll continue the saga of Barry.
Yes, please do.
Barry rushed to the water's edge. It was midnight. The ducks were caught unaware of his arrival. They were sleeping deeply with heads tucked tightly under their wings. Barry looked out the water with a giant smile on his face and began to laugh like a small child. "I did it," he said. "I asked Lizzie out from the steno pool. Lizzie with that curious gaze and curly hair that could never be contained. We went on our first date to the observatory and it was magical." As they watched the film about the origins of the universe, Barry felt Lizzie take his hand in hers and Barry felt like he could fly.
Wow, awesome. That was really beautiful. That was really beautiful. All right, let's see. This next exercise is called the memory box. I don't really know if that's what these things are called, but you know those things where you have like a frame on the wall and it's like a little cabinet and there's a glass cover over it and you put things in it that are important to a particular person, like their hat from the war, or the handkerchief they wore when they got married. And it forms like a their favorite stopwatch, that type of thing. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Or am I just ranting and raving? All right. Well, imagine such a thing. This next exercise this will be a slightly shorter one, but now thinking of the person, thinking of the place, thinking of what you know about this character now, if you were creating, like, let's say this person is like 75 years old now and it's their birthday, and you are creating, thank you. Karen tells us it's a keepsakes box or a shadow box. If you are creating a shadow box for this person, what are, let's say, 8 things you would put into that shadow box? So what are 8 physical objects that this character either has owned or is somehow important to them, that if you were trying to sum up their life in these objects, you would put these objects into the character box? So let's say we'll do 2 minutes on that, and then we're going to give our third suggestion to the playwright. So 2 minutes, 8 objects that you would put into this character's shadow box.
How many things?
8, but that's just a
How
target.
many?
You could put as many
8.
things
Oh.
as you like, but at least 8. Yeah. All right, well done. So let's see. I hope that the people who are on screen won't mind if I impose upon you. Karen, will you share the 8 things that you would put in your character's shadow box?
Yeah, I might not have got quite 8, but
Oh, that's all right.
that's okay. The fancy pen his grandfather gave him for when graduating college, a peacock feather from the time his mom took him to the zoo when he was 5, an old rusty bottle cap that said "thumbs up, drink up," a piece of lace from his grandmother's wedding veil, a piece of picture Jasper he got on a scouting trip, and that's how far I got.
Good job. That's really evocative. I love that. Ray, do you want to share? I don't mean to keep leaning on you. You can say no, but if you'd like to, go ahead.
I should turn my video off, huh? Yeah, let's see if you picture the same character that I'm picturing.
All right.
Horn-rimmed glasses, a chess piece, loafers, measuring tape, stopwatch, slide rule, Boy Scout patch, and a clarinet mouthpiece.
Oh, that's awesome. That is very evocative. I love the tape measure, did you say? Was that one of the tape measures? That's awesome. We're going to take a quick break to send back a suggestion to the writers, but then we can keep going with this. Thank you for sharing that, Ray. That was really evocative. Okay, so let's see. How about a sound, some type of unusual sound that the characters will hear in the plays that the playwrights are writing? Go ahead and pop into your chat and come up with some type of unusual sound that the characters will hear. Meanwhile, I'm going to let them know there's 6 minutes remaining. And all right, beautiful. A high C, a vocalized high C. Perfect. A vocalized high C is heard. All right, we sent that back. Beautiful job. Would anybody else like to read off their contents of their shadow box? Hello, Elizabeth.
Hi. Um, I only got 6 that I came
That's
up with.
fine. That's fine. The number is not important at all.
Okay, so I had an old anniversary card, sports medal, his daughter's a baby teething ring, his first pay stub, a rare coin that he found on the street, and a old school picture of his wife.
Oh, beautiful. Fantastic. I love that. All right. Is there anybody else? Okay. If not, we're going to move on to our final exercise. We're only going to have a short while to do this, and then we're going to, in fact, you know what I think we're going to do? Since the writers only have 4 minutes left, let's give them their final suggestions now. It will flip them out that they just had one a moment ago and they're already getting another one, but too bad. That's how life is in Right Away. So for the final suggestion, let's say something totally unexpected happens to one of the characters. What totally unexpected thing happens to one of the characters? We have a heart attack. One of them becomes a dog, and one of them wins the lottery. All right. I'm going to go with one of them becomes a dog. Why not? One of them becomes a dog. So here we go. I'm going to let them know that they have, well, we'll call it 3 minutes left. Last suggestion. I'm going to tell them Karen sent it too. One of the characters becomes a dog. And for our last bit of work here, we have 2 minutes. And now we're going to take this character that we just created and start writing a simple little story about them. I'm going to give you a first sentence to begin with, and then just freely writing, take the character from this first sentence. And like I said, you'll only have about a minute or two to do this, so it won't get very far, but just as many sentences as you can pump out. So here we go. Your story is going to start like this. It was late and blank, your character's name. It was late and blank was unable to fall asleep. All right, just another 30 seconds or so because we're going to have to call the playwrights back soon. All right, we better stop right there. We, believe it or not, we will only have time for 1 or 2 people to read. So unfortunately, not everybody will be able to read this out loud. But who'd like to give it a shot? Who wants to read out the little bit of the story that you were able to crank out in the minute or so that you had for it? Elizabeth, are you coming on to read for us? All right, you're on mute, Elizabeth.
I will if no one else does.
Okay.
All right, let's see if we can get a couple of them. Elizabeth, go ahead.
Okay, it was late and Frank was unable to fall asleep. He quietly gets up, goes to the kitchen and grabs a soda, chips, and cookies, goes to the den, turns on the TV, flops on the recliner, and watches an old World War II film and leaves a mess for the wife to clean up.
Gorgeous job. Janella, go ahead.
It was late and the Donald was unable to fall asleep. He reached for the donuts, 3 cupcakes, a chocolate shake, hugged the photo of Kim Jong-un, licked the mirror, and alas, drifted off.
Thank you very much. Hello, writers. Welcome back. We're just going to read a few more. So come on back and you can enjoy a few more. Karen, would you like to?
Sure. It was late and Barry was unable to fall asleep. Why now? Why her? Why me? These questions circled around his head like a dog chasing its tail. His mom had not visited him in 10 years, but called him yesterday and announced her arrival.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Okay, Ray, it's up to you. Would you like to cap it off for us with your story?
Was unable to fall asleep again, just like every night. It occurred to him that maybe that new prescribed herbal tea wasn't really herbal. In fact, began to wonder if that new doctor really graduated from medical school.
Awesome job. All right, everybody. Awesome job. Thank you so much for participating in the jam. Let's give ourselves a big round of applause. That was really fun. The playwrights are back. We're going to take a moment. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of things in the chat for you. What I just did was I put Freestyle Repertory Theater's website, Synergy Theater's website, and the Facebook address to a group that we have called Right Away Afterwards, which is a great place for people who have participated in Right Away in the jam or as a playwright, anybody here tonight, to join this Facebook group, and we can continue our conversation about writing. We can continue to share things. So go ahead and join Right Away Afterwards. We'd love to have you there. Also, I put the link in for our next show, which is Monday, March 25th. We'd love you to all come back and have another go at Right Away with us. So there's the registration link right over there. All right, now our playwrights need to cast their plays and prepare for their world premieres. So we need to take a 10-minute intermission. And while we are taking that intermission, you're welcome to go take a quick little break if you like, and or you could sit there and watch as we go through all of our backstage chaos, emailing our scripts and casting our scripts to each other. That's kind of fun as well. But anyway, whatever you do, I would appreciate it if you'd come right back in 10 minutes. So right now, I will say that I have the bottom of the hour. I have 30 minutes after whatever hour you're living through. Please come back at 40 minutes after the hour. 40 minutes after the hour for the world debut of the plays. Go ahead and have a nice intermission, everybody. Refreshments are on the house. Yours! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, everybody. Welcome back. Now, how are we doing? Are we ready, playwrights, to cast our plays? Ray, I will just mention that your camera is still on. You are welcome to leave it on if you want, but you certainly don't have to. All right. Let's see. Laura Livingston, are you ready?
Yes, I am. Okay. So I'm going to say, Laura Valpy, will you read character 2, who I think is Sylvia? And Kat Coppett, will you read character 1? I think her name is Olivia, but I may have gotten them mixed up and they may share the same character traits. I don't know. I was doing that, typing things and then forgetting what I said.
So
And
it's 2 and you think it's Olivia.
no, you're character 1 and
I'm
I
character 1. Okay.
Olivia, and Valpy is character 2, who I think is Sylvia. And Lisa, would you read the waiter? She goes in and out. And she's a waiter. I got nothing to say about this. If you discover something about these characters, let me know.
All right, excellent job. Let's see. Where do we go next? Cat Coppet.
Yes. Ken, if you would read Jack. Valpy, if you would read Jill. Lisa, if you would read Freddie.
Great. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Laura Valpy.
How about Kat and Lisa? Kat, if you would please read Cam, and Lisa, if you would read Jane. Fine, go.
And Lisa Thompson.
Okay. I would like Kat to read Share. And Valpy, would you read Sunny?
Heard of those names. All right, beautiful. So let's do it. We have 8 minutes, friends. 8 minutes. So go ahead and email away.
Whew. My cat is so mad that she's out of the room.
Okay.
Nope. No.
I have Laura's script. I feel like I only have Laura's script. Is that right? Or did the others?
I've got 3 of the 4. I've got Kat's, Lisa's, and Livingston.
I sent mine a moment ago, so it should be there too, if not.
And now I
already.
just got Valpy's.
Okay. All right, I will be. What time did you say after the hour? I'm sorry, you said
40 minutes. So we have 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
okay, great. BRB.
Why am I not getting it? This. And there's how.
All right, 4 minutes, friend. 4 minutes. Three minutes, friends. We'll start again in 3 minutes. You look pensive, Kat.
Oh, thought maybe
That's
you
okay.
could
You
go
can.
away.
No. I was just.
No, I was just reading the scripts.
This is what it must feel like to be a reflection in a mirror, just looking at you, imagining that I'm your reflection in the mirror.
I'm very excited about.
All right, Lisa's back. We have 2 minutes, my friends. 2 minutes. Lisa, I like your jacket.
Very nice jacket. We'd love to hear what you're saying too.
I like your jacket too. Very chic.
We all like Lisa's jacket. All right, 1 minute, everybody. We're going to kick this puppy off in 1 minute. Hello, Laura. Welcome back.
I've been here for a lot of it.
Have you?
Was hiding.
You were lurking. Hey, has anybody watched Dodger? There's a new show called
Yes.
Dodger.
Part
Is
of
it good?
A couple episodes. It's very different from what I expected, and it's really
Yeah.
gory.
Oh,
But
really?
it's not bad. I feel like you might like it.
Okay, I want to give it a try.
Interesting.
It's about the artful Dodger character from Oliver, all grown up and adventures of his own.
In Australia.
Oh, in Australia? Oh, it's
Was
like a
reported
penal
on.
colony?
And Fagin shows up.
All right. All right, my friends. All right, everybody. We're going to get started. We're going to get started. Hey, audience, come back, grab your refreshments, and join us back in the theater. And while you're gathering, let me take one more moment to direct your attention to the information I put in the chat before intermission, freestylerep.org, synergytheater.com. Those are the websites of the two companies that host and produce Right Away every month. If you are of a mind to, and you wouldn't mind popping on and giving us each a donation, we would appreciate that. We are both 501c3 nonprofit charitable organizations, and we rely very heavily on the patronage of our supporters in order to help us keep doing awesome things like this, like Right Away. We'd appreciate that very much. Our next Right Away is March 25th, so come on back, and there's a registration link in there for you. If you scroll up in your chat, you'll find it. And we have an awesome Facebook group called Right Away Afterwards. Go ahead, join that Facebook group and keep up on the conversation about writing and improv and all things in between. We would appreciate that very much as well. All right, now, during the reading of our brand new plays, we ask that you keep your camera off. If you'd rather not see the names of all of us with our cameras off, you can click on Hide Non-Video Participants, which you can do by moving your cursor to the lower left, click on Video Options, and scroll down to Hide Non-Video Participants. That won't affect what the rest of us see. At the end of each reading, it is totally fun and very satisfying to the playwrights if you were to pop your camera on for a moment and give the playwrights a well-deserved round of applause. So now we're going to review all of the suggestions that all of the playwrights had that we will be looking for, hopefully, in their scenes. The first one was a line of dialogue. How dare you? You shouldn't have done that. The second one was a stage direction. There's a power outage. The third one was a sound cue. A vocalized high C is heard. And the last suggestion is one of the characters becomes a dog. Yes, that old ending that happens in almost every play from the 1940s and 50s. One of the characters becomes a dog. So we are ready. We're going to go in the order in which we were introduced. When you introduce your play, kindly remind the audience of your particular suggestion that you got from us. And let's take it away, Laura Livingston.
All right. My two suggestions were well, kind of together in one suggestion. A curious person is planning a Tupperware party. And I will admit that I actually did not see the beginning of that line, so I left out how dare you. I thought it was just, you shouldn't have done that. So it was an honest mistake. I apologize. At the opening of the play, two women are sitting at a cafe perusing the menu.
Plain omelet. I wonder, does that include cheese or just eggs? Just eggs with no spice, salt, pepper? Why would you put plain omelet on a menu?
Are you ready to order?
I'll just have coffee right now.
I'll have the plain omelet.
Okay, I'll get that for you right away.
Why?
I have to know what it will be like.
Okay. So, the Tupperware party.
Yes, so interesting. I've been going over the guest list, and I'm thinking about inviting the man who moved in next door to you.
We're inviting our close friends and family because we hope they'll come.
I'd just like to find out something about him, chat with him. When exactly did he move in?
A month ago.
And you still don't know his name. Have you spoken to him?
Not yet.
Well, imagine how that feels. Moving in somewhere and no one speaks to you. I wonder what he does for a living. If he lives alone, he must need Tupperware. Even if he cooks for himself, he can't eat it all in one sitting.
It's warmer than usual today. This has been a warm winter, but dreary. Today it's sunny for the first time in weeks. It was a month ago he moved in, and I remember distinctly it was warm, but the rain gave the air a chill it wouldn't normally have. So it felt like early March, not February. I woke up this morning with a feeling of hope, not just for the Tupperware party, but for life and my future. I had a passionate longing to preserve things, seal them up, and keep them fresh for the future. You shouldn't have done that.
Drunk the water?
No, you shouldn't have ordered the plain omelet. There was one on the menu I distinctly remember, even though the waiter has taken the menus away. There was one with pineapple in it. You should have tried that one.
I wonder why you didn't order it. Did it have something other than pineapple in it? Let's ask. Oh, waiter!
Yes?
Does the pineapple omelet have...
I'll have the pineapple omelet.
Got it.
What's happened, Sylvia? Why are you so daring today? You always order coffee and nothing else. You haven't spoken to a new neighbor who moved in you haven't spoken to a new neighbor who moved in a month ago.
Today is sunny for the first time in weeks. And this morning, as I was about to leave to come here, I couldn't find my sunscreen. I'm a fair person and get burned and freckles easily, but who knows what that can develop into. I looked forward to our Tupperware planning meeting, but I had lost my sunscreen, lost it. It was nowhere to be found. Lost. I'll never talk to the new neighbor, even after he's no longer new. I am a person who won't leave home without sunscreen.
The power goes out.
Is that a power outage? Or my life dimming? I've forgotten how to start a conversation with a stranger. I'll never talk to men again.
We can't cook the eggs. We've lost power.
Well, surely it will come back on again soon.
Probably not. We've had outages before. They last a long time.
Maybe it's the wiring? Can you show me the wiring to the building?
You mean like go outside? The part that hooks up to the building?
Yes. Where is it? I'd love to see how electricity gets to the oven.
Okay, it's this way.
I never have been an outgoing person. I have few friends, but the ones I have are so important to me. Good thing it's a bright day, and the sunlight brightens this room through the window. A shame about the omelets, though. The sunlight through the window is striking the chair where Olivia was sitting, shining, warming me with her hopes for me and the man who has moved in across the street. My heart is a Tupperware container. When I was young, I was in love with the idea of finding someone wild and fun and completely dependable and also hilarious. I have preserved this idea in my heart, sealed it up in my heart. But now it hurts my heart, like drinking coffee on an empty stomach. Is it because I have preserved too many precious expectations? Should I settle? I am no longer young. I keep adding hopes and aspirations until, oh,
The electrical company showed up. They made me climb back down.
you went up the pole?
Of course. Did you know they still use glass insulators up there?
A vocalized high C is heard.
That's our waiter. She's also a singer. That's her signal that the power is back on.
I'll have those omelets done in a jiff.
I am a dog. No, that's not right.
You seem down, Sylvia.
I am the black dog of depression.
We are going to bring our omelets home in the Tupperware samples we brought. And on the way, I'm going to tell you what I found out about your new neighbor.
You found out about him?
Google.
She starts packing up and paying the bill.
He's a scientist who also does stand-up comedy, and he's worked his way through college as a male model. He's single, of course. He's finding ways to save us from climate change.
They exit.
Ooh.
The end.
Yay!
Yay.
Was that character already named Sylvia? Because there's that famous
dog.
play of the dog named Sylvia.
She was already named Sylvia. Did I mention that last week we wrote things inspired by Chekhov, and I just couldn't get it out of my head.
It was definitely inspired by Chekhov.
That was awesome.
Someone turns into a dog. I went like, that's not
That's
right.
not right.
I loved using that as a metaphor. I thought that was brilliant. All right, great job, great job. Kat Coppet, take it away.
Yes. So I got Jack and Jill and gender politics. The play starts with Jack and Jill on stage in a hospital room.
I'm just saying that when you complain, they take you seriously. When
I don't think that's true.
oh, don't you? What happened when you said your head was killing you last night? They upped your morphine drip right away.
Okay, fine, but that's what they do. That's why you have to say something.
That's what they do when you complain. When I complained, they told me not to be hysterical.
They didn't call you hysterical.
Maybe not in so many words, but they implied it. You'll be fine. You must be exaggerating. It can't be that bad.
Well, he is an experienced nurse. Are you sure it's really that bad?
A two, Jack? Wow.
I'm just saying, I mean, I broke my crown. You just tumbled a little. Oh, come on. Don't sulk now, Jill. Come on. I hate it when you pull this crap.
Crap? What crap is that, Jack? I'm pulling crap. You're the one doubting my experience and implying that your pain is legitimate and mine is just a figment of my imagination.
Didn't say that.
You, you, and another thing, we wouldn't even be in this situation if you hadn't fucked up the fetching the water thing.
I fucked it up? Why did I fuck it up? We both fell down.
Exactly. Because you insisted on going up your way, even though I know the path better.
I was just trying a shortcut. I was trying to make things more efficient.
This isn't more efficient, Jack. I've been fetching the water for years, all by myself. I think I know the most efficient and safe, don't forget safe, way to fetch it. But no, the one time I asked you for help fetching because you invited your family over and didn't tell me till the last minute, that one time you decide you have to redo the whole process. How dare you? You shouldn't have done that.
I don't feel like you're assuming positive intent.
It's not about intent, Jack. There's intent and there's impact.
Fair enough. I'm sorry we fell. That was not my intent, but I understand it was the impact.
The nurse Freddie enters, having heard the tail end of the conversation.
Oh, isn't that nice? It takes a big man to admit when he's made a mistake, even if it wasn't really his fault. I mean, anyone can have a little fall.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
OMG.
I've got dinner for you both. Jack, here's a nice big steak for you and a baked potato. Got to keep up your strength. Jill, I thought you might appreciate a nice salad.
We're both vegans.
Oh, wow, that's cool. That's so enlightened and progressive of you, Jack. Well, I guess you both can just split the potato and the salad. I'll find something to do with this steak. Oh, they've forgotten the drinks. Let me fetch you both some water. I'll be right back.
Freddie licks his lips and whisks away the steak as he exits. Just as he leaves, the power goes out. The room falls into darkness for a moment, and then dim backup lights come on. The room looks spooky.
Whoa, what happened? Is it my head? Am I having a brain bleed?
No, you're fine. The power just went out.
I'm scared.
Oh, for goodness sakes. You're fine, Jack. Everything's fine. It's just a little power outage.
Why do you always minimize my feelings?
I don't minimize your feelings.
Yes, you do. I'm always supposed to get everything right and be strong and never be scared or upset.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. When you fetch the water, no one calls you less of a woman if you slip. But if I slip, don't roll your eyes at me. You know it's true. I have to be totally competent all the time, or people just dismiss me as a loser.
Yeah, well, you think that's bad? People don't like me if I don't fall.
What?
Yes. There's research on this. Schneider et al. They found that perceptions of competence are correlated with likability for men, but inversely correlated with likability.
I don't.
Right. I know you don't. It means people like you more when you're good at something and like me less when I'm good at something.
Well, that was what I was saying. I can't fail because people won't like me.
But people don't like me ever. I'm either incompetent or unlikable.
Freddie returns with 2 glasses of water.
I fetched your water.
Just as they're going to put the glasses on the trays, he slips and falls, glass shatters, water spills everywhere.
Oh.
Are you all right?
What the? Oh my God, Freddie.
Freddie springs to their feet, sopping wet and pulling little shards of glass out of their hand, but undaunted.
Ta-da!
They engage in a giant circus bow. Jack and Jill are stunned.
Oh, are you really okay? That was quite a tumble.
Aren't you embarrassed?
Embarrassed? No, why should I be? Injured? Maybe. Who cares? I'll recover. It's all just an adventure. All just moment after moment of fetching and tumbling, running and eating and fetching and playing and
As they talk, they seem to transform from a human into a dog. They howl and scamper off. Jack and Jill are left watching from their beds.
I'm thirsty.
I'll get you a drink.
No, I'll get them. You broke your crown.
Well, you had a tumble too.
How about we go together?
Okay, I'll show you the way.
OMG.
Ah, that was wonderful.
Yes,
So
that really
good.
was wonderful.
Wow.
Amazing.
That was really
Oh my
brilliant. I can't
gosh.
believe how much stuff you got into that.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Amazing job.
Fun. Thank you, everyone, for the suggestion.
All right. Thank you very much. All right, Laura
Oh
Valby.
my gosh. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah. Holy moly, it took me a while to get started, but that's okay. That's fine. It's fine. The suggestion that I asked for, I asked for a location, a setting, and I got a fjord. And so my play, I've got Kat and Lisa, I believe. Yep, Kat. Don't worry, I'm stretching. I'm stretching. If you need me to resend, let me know.
I got it. Okay,
Okay.
I'm here. Thank you.
In the meantime, forgive me for popping in, but Elizabeth, may
No.
I ask you kindly to turn your video off
Oh.
this time? Thank you.
So what I didn't even tell the actors, again, it took me a while to get started, and then what popped into my head was two characters that are in a different Right Away play that I wrote a while ago. So these are essentially teenagers, just so you guys know. Janie and Cameron. And it starts with Janie and Cameron out on their own in a little boat, in a dinghy out on the water.
We're almost there, I promise.
It's a cold.
Sun will be up over the mountain soon.
I can't see camp anymore. I think we've gone too far. We should go back.
It's just around the bend, I think.
Someone will be looking for us.
It's worth it, trust me.
I've seen waterfalls before, you know.
Not like this.
If you say so.
They ride in silence for a few. Then Cam, who had been steering, shouts
Waterfall!
and accelerates into a whirly donut move, totally splashing Jane.
You shouldn't have done that. How dare you?
Oh man, I couldn't help it. It was just too good not to.
Meanie head.
Meanie head? Ouch. What am I, your little brother?
I can't believe you let me talk you. I can't believe I let you talk me into this. We're going back now.
Jane tries to take the steering from Cam.
But Janie, come on, don't be like that. It was just a joke.
No, I'm not laughing.
Okay, I'm sorry. I promise. It's just a little bit farther. You're gonna love it.
I'm freezing. We're going back.
Jane grabs the wheel and throttle and tries to shove Cam out of the way, but he takes the keys out of the ignition and the power on the boat goes dead.
Are you serious right now?
Like a honeybee.
Huh?
Cheerios.
What?
Cereal.
Are you having an aneurysm? What are you saying?
Serious. Yes, I'm being serious. Cereal, Cheerios, honeybee.
Give me the keys.
She lunges for him, trying to grab the keys. They scuffle.
Hey, what's that over there? That rock. Is that the rock you've been living under?
Cam, give me the keys.
What keys?
He throws the keys out into the water as far as he can. They have one of those little floaty keychains attached.
Oh my God, Cam.
The look on your face right now is everything.
I'm radioing camp.
Whoa, wait up. Then they'll know we took the dinghy out without permission.
Look around, fart brain.
Fart brains?
There's no one around. We can't see camp. We can't see those supposed waterfalls at the end of the inlet, even if there is an end. We can't see the sun yet. We can't see the bottom of the ocean.
Well, it's almost 1,000 feet deep right here.
Thanks, smartass.
Jane leans over the side of the boat and starts paddling with her hands toward the keys.
Pretty incredible, isn't it?
Why do I let you talk me into things like this?
Cam stands up at the bow of the little dinghy and sings a high C, shocking Jane.
Listen to that.
I don't think it's time for a song.
The echo. We're really close now, Janie. Here, I'll help you.
You really want to help? You'll jump in and fetch the keys, and then you'll take me back to camp.
Cam jumps in.
Oh my God, Cam, it's freezing.
Who said jump in and fetch?
He swims like a dog and fetches the keys.
I was joking.
Cam swims back but doesn't climb in. Instead, grabs a line from the bow of the dinghy and tows the boat a little further.
Now I know you're officially having an aneurysm.
As Cam tows, Jane looks up in awe at the most magnificent waterfalls.
They're beautiful.
Cam howls like a dog at the sun rising over the top of the mountain ridge, glowing and warming Jane's face. End of play.
So sweet.
That was sweet.
Very
That
sweet, very
was
sweet.
awesome. Awesome.
Version
Awesome.
2 will
Thank
get a
you
little
very
deeper.
much.
We'll get a little bit deeper.
All right.
Deeper.
My friends, we do have one more play for you tonight, written by Lisa Thompson. Before we debut that play, let me mention that after that play, we always end our shows by having a bit of a talk back, a conversation where everybody just comes on screen and we can talk about the plays. We could hear the playwright's process, or you could ask questions to the playwrights. So if you would like to stick around for about 7 or 8 minutes after the show in order to participate in our talk back, that would be awesome. We'd love to see you there. All right, my friends, and now for the final play of the evening. Take it away, Lisa Thompson.
Well, my suggestion was a song lyric, and the suggestion I took was "I Got You, Babe." This is the world premiere of the origin story of "I Got You, Babe," and take it away.
I got you, babe.
Sonny, you've got to come out of that shower sometime and talk to me.
I got you, babe.
You know, I can't stand here all day.
I know, Cher. Practicing your hair flip in the mirror.
Someday it'll pay off. Now, come on, Sonny, we've got to figure some things out. Our problems won't go away just because you stay in the shower.
I do my best thinking in here. You know that, Cher.
We'll run out of hot water.
That's okay, babe. I got you, babe.
Are you trying to write a hit song again?
Don't say trying, Cher. You gotta get with it on the positivity vibe, babe.
And you gotta get on the be here now vibe.
I love you, babe.
Our love won't pay the rent.
What was that?
I said our love won't pay the rent.
They say our love won't pay the rent. I got you, babe.
Sonny, come out now. How are we gonna pay the rent? The landlord thought it was cute to get paid with a poem last month. He won't think it's cute 2 months in a row. I can't move again. Do you know how long it takes to pack up my wardrobe?
Cher reaches into the shower and turns off the hot water.
How dare you? You shouldn't have done that. You stifled my mojo. I think I was really onto something and now I've lost it.
Really? I got you, babe? That is the most banal lyric I ever heard.
You of little faith. Do you think Linda McCartney told Paul that I want to hold your hand was a loser?
You ain't no Paul McCartney. Besides, he and John wrote that together.
Proves my point even more. I want to hold your hand may be a common phrase, but it's the musical hook behind it that makes it genius. Same with I Got You, Babe.
Here it comes, the Genius Hook lecture.
Woman, why do you vex me so? Everything I do is for you. Well, for you and me. We're a team. Sonny and Cher. Pretty soon, our names will be on everybody's lips.
I still don't see why your name's first. I'm the better singer, I'm taller, I'm beautiful. And you are a silly little man-child.
Hey, that last one hurt. I'll tell you why. It's basic marketing. The two-syllable name always comes first. It's just easier to say that way. Just luck.
We'll see. First, we have to get our names out there to be said in the first place. Actually, the first thing we have to do is pay the rent. Then our names can be on everybody's lips. But Sonny, first the damn rent.
Suddenly the lights go out.
You didn't pay the light bill. You see, Sonny, even you can't wish that away. Reality.
All right, Cher. I give up. You're right. I need to give up these pipe dreams. We're just a couple of lounge singers, and I should resign myself to that fact. I'll go down to the Marriott tomorrow and get us our Friday nights back.
Thank you, Sonny.
I'll get down on my knees in front of that dirtbag manager Bart and apologize for telling him to fuck off when he said we couldn't sing. I'll get our jobs back.
Sonny, I appreciate you doing that. I can't tell you.
I'm not doing that. Are you kidding?
I'm trying here, Sonny.
Listen, babe. You're the most talented lady on the planet right now. I know I can make you a star. There's not much evidence on my side right now, but the way I see you, babe, I see you in lights. I see you the way nobody else on this planet sees you right now. Because I know you. You are a star, and I'm going to make the world see that.
Oh, Sonny.
I just need you to believe in me.
Oh, I do, Sonny. I will. I just get scared when we only have a few bucks to our name.
What was that line you said?
They say love won't pay the rent.
They say our love won't pay the rent. Yeah.
Before it's earned, all our money's all been spent.
Yeah. I got you, babe.
I got you, babe. I don't think so.
Yeah, let's stay low.
It's our natural register.
I got you to hold my hand.
I got you to understand.
I got you, babe, and I'm never gonna let go.
Oof.
Oh, you know I love it when you go there. Now come over here and say that.
Oof.
Yay. Nice.
That was
That's how they
awesome.
wrote that
was
song.
come on and give them a round of applause. Thank you very much, everybody. That was incredible. And that was our final play of the evening. I'll take one more opportunity to direct your attention to the chat, where once again I just put in our two website addresses, freestylerep.org and synergytheater.com. Pop online, give us a donation. We are very grateful to all of the people ever since we started doing the show who have been helping us and supporting us and giving us donations. We appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. And we'd love to keep going. So if you'd love to keep helping, we're here to receive your help. Right away afterwards, the Facebook group, you should pop on, and we'll see you next Monday. Next month, March, Monday, the 25th. I'm going to be popping into one of the writers' chairs myself. I know we're going to have a bunch of these playwrights returning, and we would love to see you again. If you are sticking around for the talk back, come on screen and stick around. If you are going off, then we thank you very much for being here. And we say good night to you. Good night, everybody. And hello, everybody. Welcome to the Talk Back. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Karen. Let's see who else is with us. Hello, Maury is still with us. And well, that might be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Well, hello. I thought those were brilliant. I'm especially it's intimidating, I will tell you, as one of the people who is often a writer in the show, it is intimidating to be off screen not writing and just watch the brilliant work that you pump out. It makes me feel nervous about ever stepping back in because I don't know if I could write like that. I was especially impressed with all of the different ways you found to interpret the last suggestion of one of the characters becoming a dog. So I would love to just start the conversation around that. How are you feeling when that first popped onto the screen? And how did you come up with the take on it that you did? If anybody wants to jump in with that.
I'll start. I felt a little bit like my first thing was, oh, easy. Someone needs to fetch the keys and we're in the water, and I can like sort of picture somebody being like swimming doggy paddle. So I sort of immediately was like, okay, it'll be metaphorical. Someone's like a dog. And then I was like, oh geez, I guess I'm just gonna do the cop out. I guess I'm just gonna not make somebody actually a dog because I'm too flustered by it all anyway. And I just I sort of felt like I had finally gotten to the point in the writing where more ideas were piling on, and I had all the things that I wanted my characters to say to each other with moments left and slow fingers, So I had all these things, and I was like, well, this is just that's as far as I can go.
Awesome.
I sort of had the same thing. I was surprised that my characters were speaking so much like Chekhov characters. I was just trying to do some of the little games that we did last week, which was not entirely speak like a Chekhov character, but things like act like losing your sunscreen means you're never going to speak to a man again, that kind of thing. But because I knew it was from Chekhov, I sounded like that. When you said one of them turns into a dog, I just went, I am a dog. No, that's not it. Because that's what Nina says in The Seagull. I'm a seagull. No, that's not right. And I thought, that's so corny. I should really make someone turn into a dog. And then I went, all right, you're already judging your first response. Just do the first response. And then that made an emotional difference, that it was the black dog of depression. She was so depressed that that's how the end happened. Her friend came clean and said, basically, I'm going to introduce you to this guy. He's great. So that's how it affected me. I also went, Ken Adams. That is a Ken Adams suggestion. Because
does anyone care to correct the record?
I always think the ones that are like, one character says, everything I've said to you so far is a lie. That comes from Ken Adams. How did you phrase that one, Ken? What was
Wait. First of all, it was not from me. It was not my suggestion. But you know me, I don't ask for suggestions and tell. So I will just say whoever did make that suggestion can fess up if they want to. But I will also say I simply said something happens to one of the characters.
Ah, well, wow. That was quite a response.
Yes, it was.
I mean,
I was so amazed. I'm sorry, who's Laura Valpy?
No.
That was Karen.
I think we got a confession.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I
see it
didn't.
in the chat.
I thought it was
At
brilliant.
least
What I was
responded to
so
it. Yeah.
yeah, what I was so impressed with is that it never occurred to me for a minute to do anything but to have the character literally turn into a dog. I was so impressed that everybody else had like some really creative take on it. I thought that was so cool. Kat or Lisa, anything about that particular or?
I feel like it, if I'd had a little more time, I could have been really nuanced and elegant about how just being a dog freed us from the gender stereotypes, and right, like it felt like it was a good like third way, but I didn't quite feel like I had the time or like brilliance to quite articulate it right, but
Right.
felt appropriate.
Yeah, I for me, it was just, it's my first instinct, not my first instinct. My first thought was, oh my God, of course. But then,
Sorry, Lisa.
but then, yeah, I mean, the wolf came out. I was like, okay, what am I going to do? And then it just became a thing between them, and that worked really well, I thought.
Kat, I was so impressed by how much gender politics, like real important issues, that you worked so skillfully into that play. Is that something you deal with in other areas of your life, like for your other work? Which is why it was top of mind, or did you go on Google and discover it all right then? Like, how did you come up with all of that stuff and know it all so seamlessly?
Well, I mean, I suppose it's hard to live in the world and not be aware of gender politics, right? And also it's, I do a lot of like leadership training for women leaders. And so like the research comes from that and stuff, but yeah.
It was
was
so
fun.
impressive because it was like silly and whimsical, but at the same time, everything was so thought-provoking.
Yeah.
Aw, well, thank you.
Yeah.
It was fun. It all came from the excellent suggestions of our brilliant audience.
And Schneider et al. I thought that was great. Great reference.
Livingston, I love that monologue you wrote. Did you anticipate doing that, or did you just find yourself in the middle of it?
It seemed to me like there were a couple of monologues, but I did sort of, because I was thinking about last month's jam and they wrote monologues. So yeah, but then, I did that typical thing of what have I already written? I've written Tupperware. I've written, just keep using it. Keep using it.
I
thought
really
that
loved
was-
your play. I'm sorry. I just really loved your play, and how you turn something like Tupperware into a moment of discovery for these characters. It was just lovely.
I don't know why, but I just thought the idea of somebody burping while talking about the Tupperware. That's what you're supposed to do with it, right? Is burp.
Yeah.
To let the air out.
You are.
I wish I had realized that was coming. I would have like rehearsed my Tupperware burp a little better. I don't know. What does the sound?
I was thinking like with that like make, I guess it would make a more solid seal or something. I was thinking what if,
Yeah.
but it also seems like it releases something when you anyway.
Yeah. You're gonna be working on that one for a while. I can see it.
Laura, at the end of your, oh, I'm sorry, Ray.
Well, I'm just curious about something, a question for all writers. Do you feel compelled to immediately stop what you're writing and incorporate one of the improv suggestions? Or do you sometimes, no, wait, I'm on a train of thought here. I'm going to take that idea and I might poke it in sometime later. Just curious about that.
I feel like the purest way to do it is to do it when it comes up, and to not like rewrite or wait too long, of a runway. Just like when you're like doing an improv monologue and someone throws out a word, like to fill in the blank, to like use it right away. And it kind of depends on the play and the day and the suggestion, how capable I feel like I am of that. Today, all of them fell right into place really easily. Like a couple of them were like Jill was yelling at Jack, and then about like doing the other path. It was super easy to say like, how dare you? You shouldn't have done that. Like it was just the perfect last line of that.
Oh, that's a good example. Today, sometimes I'll just do it right away, but today, instead of just putting the line in there and then justifying it, it did inspire something to happen. I was like, oh, okay, that line's coming. So one of the characters, I'll have one character do something that will cause that reaction. I don't think I always do that. I don't think many people always do that, but at least it did sort of inspire that. That was not a planned thing. So anyway.
Ray makes me think of a question. In improv, when we're improvising and somebody throws us a curve, you just absolutely go with it. If you had a different idea, you just let it go and you go where the scene is going. I feel that we all usually feel that's the way it's to be done. If someone just gets on board and drives the scene, it's not as good as if they let the others in and let them have real effect. But today, the turning into a dog, I thought it's almost like the story, as slight as it was a bit outside of me, and it was letting the story down. I think if somebody actually turned into a dog, I really wanted someone to turn into a dog, but I just felt like I can't ditch the story at this point. And so in answer to your question, Ray, I always immediately put it in because I'm just feel like I'm barely juggling everything that's happening anyway. And the only time I often put it off a bit because I'm in the middle of a sentence and I do so many typos, it takes me so long to do the sentence, but I don't change the sentence I had. But I have heard some of these where clearly someone has moved around and rearranged where the suggestion came and set it up more. And a lot of times I actually admire that. I think like, oh, they made something out of it. They found time to polish it, to make it effect. So I guess what I'm saying is, to the others is do you ever feel like sometimes the scene itself is an entity that you have to respect?
If it's going well.
Yeah.
Like if it's not going well, there are times when I felt like I've been in a real slump for a while. And then I'm just gonna it's like super improv. Like I'm just gonna go wherever it's going, and oh good, there's a suggestion, and the weirder the better, because maybe it'll spark, like maybe something will happen. And then there are times when like you have such a strong idea that you're like, why are you giving me suggestions? But the sweet spot is like having sort of like, I don't know, like a container that something can be added into, or like
Like a Tupperware? No,
like
sorry.
a Tupperware that you can
Tupperware?
fill with goodies,
Yeah.
and then make it like, yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, everything, all of those things.
I have two quick thoughts. One is that I don't think anybody's interpretation of that suggestion in any way blocked that offer, which is an improv term that we use when we reject or make unimportant someone's offer. I thought, when you say, oh, you're a dog, you become a dog, that there's a million legitimate ways of really interpreting that. And I thought it was kind of brilliant and affirming of the suggestion to interpret it in so many different ways. And also what you said, Laura, about the story itself, the story itself having offers that it's making that you want to accept. I talk about that in improvisation as well, in fact, quite a bit, because we improvise full-length plays. So we're 25, 30 minutes into a play, and sure, everything is right in improvisation and there is no mistakes. But on the other hand, the story itself has become a partner, and the story has made certain promises to the audience and needs certain things to happen in order to fulfill its beginning, middle, and an end. And so I think it is totally appropriate to treat the story itself as a partner who's making offers.
Amen.
Yeah, well said.
All right, my friends. Well, it is 25 minutes after the hour. Anybody have any last licks or last comments you want to offer before we wrap
I
this up?
really enjoyed the plays today. I thought you all were just so talented and just it was a joy to watch.
Thank you. I want to say I remember that original play, Valpy, and you and I have talked about it.
We have, yeah.
Those two characters, and
Yeah.
I'm glad you wrote some more about that. I remember Jeff playing. I think his name was Billy originally.
It was Billy at first, and then I changed it. Yeah. And then I changed it.
And she's so in love with him, so
yes.
by him.
Yeah. I actually already want to like work on this one and get their voices into it and get some of that charm and the way they speak and all that stuff. But I think I thought of them for a second because when I got Fjord, I was thinking of a very specific place on the West Coast. Parents, maybe you guys know the Princess Louisa Inlet. Did you guys ever go up that far to Chatterbox Falls up there?
Not yet.
We've tried several times.
No, we haven't.
Oh
tried.
gosh.
No,
Oh gosh.
Oh, we've never tried. No, we
Oh
haven't.
gosh. Well, there's a camp, like a teenager camp.
Yeah.
I didn't go there, but I know that there's a camp at
Mhm.
the like mouth, whatever it's called, to this inlet. At the end of the inlet, there's these waterfalls. And so I imagined those teenagers sneaking away from the camp. I was picturing that place and then the camp, and I was like, oh, I don't know. Anyway, I've been wanting to revisit those characters. Anyway.
I
So
thought the imagery at the end was beautiful when she sees the waterfall. Like I could absolutely see it myself.
oh good.
Yeah.
I mean, these fjords, there's like the mountains just go straight up, and then there's nowhere to, and then the bottom, there's nothing, nowhere. It was going to be like a nowhere to anchor story, and then that just didn't. I don't know.
So,
All
so
right.
Laura Livingstone, you have a very colorful background, and you're in
Mhm.
Colorado.
Yes, yeah. Mhm.
Getting in any skiing?
There's no snow, and I'm in Estes Park where there's not much slopes either.
Oh. Well, I had some double booking tonight, or I would have been here more, and I got the first two plays, and I missed one. So you'll have
Oh,
to
that's
let me
okay.
know. Or I'll watch it on YouTube.
It's
There you
Well,
recorded.
it is all on YouTube. It is all
Yeah,
on
okay,
YouTube.
okay.
All right, my friends.
Okay.
Thank you all for being here tonight. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next month. That's the next right away.
Night.
Bye bye.
I
Bye.